Granny's nightmares.
So this happened some time ago. Please bear with me as I'm not the best at storytelling. I normally get up and ready for work around 4 a.m. and out of the house by 5:30. I just dropped my daughter off at the babysitter and realized I forgot to pack my lunch. So I decided to stop at our local Walmart to pick something up. The parking lot was pretty much empty, as was the store, because of how early it was. I went inside, got what I needed, and walked back to my car and got in. On instinct, I always lock my car doors when I get in, a good habit. I was looking down at my phone, scrolling through, and all of a sudden there is this totally normally looking guy standing at my window. I don't know how, but I didn't even see him approach. He startled me, and I immediately put my hand on my hip because I'm a pistol-packing mama bear. He motions for me to roll down my window, so stupidly I do, but only slightly enough that I can hear him. He then asks for a ride. Says his car broke down, his phone is dead, and he just lives right around the corner. Which seemed odd because it's like 69 degrees outside. I live in a small town, so I know it's not a busy road. Like walk? I apologized and informed him I don't give rides to people I don't know, but I'd be happy to call him a cab to come pick him up. He got angry with me and asked again and pulled on my door handle. I said, please go. I'm not giving you a ride and you're scaring me. He then looked at me with the nastiest, most disturbing look I have ever seen on someone's face. I swear his eyes turned black and he said, well, I guess you get to live today. Turned and walked away. I was literally shaking and almost in tears. He scared me so bad. So I immediately drove away and called the police. I never heard back from them and don't know what happened, but instilled in my decision to never give strangers rides. So let's not meet again, freak. True story. I'm a 16-year-old girl, and I was staying over at a friend's house one night when we decided to run to Walmart to get a stupid movie and fuck around or whatever. It was only about 9 p.m. or so, and since it was summertime, it wasn't pitch dark out yet. We had been fooling around for about 20 minutes when a guy in his 20s or 30s strolled past us and let out a much unappreciated damn. We sort of glanced at each other awkwardly before hurrying off in the opposite direction, not thinking much of it. We then realized we still needed to grab one thing for my friend's mom. So we headed back where we came from, and the same guy was just standing there where he was before. He then said, is there anything I can help you girls find? No, we trailed as we briskly walked past him. No, I mean anything, like anything, he added creepily. Now, I made sure to note that this man wasn't an employee trying to be nice, obviously. He had on a black do-rag, sunglasses, a red and blue jersey, and had odd facial hair. He followed us with his eyes as we turned the corner, and that's when my friend and I started to panic a little. We decided to move to a more high-profile area, and after not seeing him for about 10 minutes, we felt a bit safer and decided to check out and leave. We got in line at a register with two people in front of us. My friend and I were chatting when a voice behind us sent a chill down my spine. So I guess y'all must have followed me then, huh? Guess we're friends now. My friend and I sort of muttered a what to each other when the guy repeated, you're following me. No, we're not, my friend replied coldly. We moved closer to the older man in front of us. It's a weird feeling when you're comforted by the most random people in situations like this. The guy following us then started rambling on about us being cute, asking if we had boyfriends, and then saying he had a party that night and that he could take us there. Obviously there wasn't one, and it should be noted that this man wasn't carrying or buying anything. At that point, my friend and I were both noticeably shaking and shooting the people around us fearful looks. I then felt the man place his hand on my ass for a plot second, so I quickly moved past my friend to the opposite side of the register while she paid. My hands shook violently as I desperately tried to text and call my friends. One called me and told me to stay on the phone and said to say, "Dad, can you pull up to the front?" My friend gave the cashier a fearful look, and she must have suspected what was going on because she stopped the man and asked him accusingly if he was purchasing anything. When he said no, she stopped him again. I didn't hear the rest of the interaction because we were speed walking out, wondering if we should get someone to walk us out. We didn't look back to see if he was still following us, which was stupid. When we got to the parking lot, we realized we had parked in the way back and bolted back to our truck with our keys between our fingers. When we reached the car, we were both gasping for air and were still shaking. I'm so thankful that cashier stopped him, even if she didn't know what he was doing. It terrifies me to my core to think what he would have done if he decided to follow us out. It wasn't my first experience like this, and it definitely won't be my last. But to the creepy Walmart man on Maple, let's not meet. This is my first post, so I apologize for any formatting issues. This story is a few years old, but I remember it pretty well. Also, sorry that this is a little dialogue heavy. I remember the words, not much else. A man comes into a store where I've been working for 2 days, asks why my hair is shaved and bleached, then threatens to wait for me after work to give me attention he thinks I deserve. When I was about 19 years old, I got hired in the fashion department at a local supercenter store. It's a bit like Walmart, but it's exclusive to the Midwest. At the time, I had the sides and back of my hair shaved, and the top of my hair was bleach blonde and twisted into a high bun. I promise this is relevant to the story. I had just finished my computer training 2 days earlier and was on the floor alone, stocking some baby clothes. About a box or two into my stocking, an announcement came over the speakers that informed customers our credit card readers were down, but we still were able to take cash at this time. I heard a couple of groans around me, but it seemed like most everyone was content to go on shopping until it was announced that the card readers were back up. I crouched down to grab some more clothes out of a box to shelf them when a guy walked up to me, holding a few items in his hands. "Hey miss, I just have a few items I wanted to buy real quick. Do you know how long the card readers are going to be down?" Me still crouching on the floor. "You know, I'm not sure. I don't think this happens very often, but they said they could still take cash for now." "I only have a card on me. Damn, that sucks." "I'm sorry about that. Is there anything I can help you find while you wait to check out?" "Nah, I guess I'll just hang around. I can stick over here and just bother you." I don't really respond to his comment and just nodded and got back to folding. The man asks me a few more random questions before he starts getting pretty creepy. The guy starts walking a bit closer to me. He's at least a foot taller than I am. "So, why do you have hair like that, all bleached on top?" "Oh, I just like the way it looks." "No, that's not it. You're doing it for attention." "Nope. I honestly just like how it looks. Plus, the shave parts keep me cooler in the summer." "What, your family doesn't give you enough attention? You don't get enough attention from boys?" "I don't know. I just like my hair like this." "Alright. Well, since you want attention so bad, how about I wait until you get off work and show you the kind of attention I think you deserve?" At this point in the conversation, he's practically hovering over me. I think I looked really intimidated because a woman immediately ran over to the two of us when she heard him say that. She quickly pulled me away, telling me that she needed help getting an item down from a high-up shelf. I'm not sure if the woman was genuinely trying to save me or really did just need help reaching something. I spoke to my manager about the event later in the day, and she informed me that there's nothing she can do for customers like that, and that I'll just have to deal with it. When I got off that night, I practically ran to my car, praying that the guy wasn't waiting for me. I didn't stick around long enough to see if he was. I quit pretty soon after this because I was so shaken. I have no idea what he would have had planned for me, but I'm so thankful for that woman. So guy who thinks I deserve your creepy attention, let's not meet.